Early on in this podcast, Cecil paraphrased some European filmmaker by saying that an adaptation is like a lover. If it is faithful, it is not beautiful. If it is beautiful, it is not faithful. And while that's maybe a limiting way to look at human romantic relationships, it's a pretty interesting framework for thinking about adaptations. Like, first off, no film is ever a true story, even ones based on true stories, because all film is fiction. I'll leave documentaries out of that statement, though I have thoughts on those too. Basically, your job as a filmmaker, whether you're working from an original or an adapted screenplay, is to make a good movie. Damn the source material, make your art its own thing. I mean, find the themes, conceive a set piece, craft your characters, mine the original work for these things, of course, but if changes are needed, make those changes. A film adaptation is not an extension of anything. It's autonomous. It lives in a completely different ecosystem than a book or a play or a podcast or whatever. Sometimes adaptations go poorly. Looking at you, Avatar: The Last Airbender, they fail to satisfy fans of the original, and they fail to be good standalone movies. But some movies, like The Shining, veer away at times from the source material to the chagrin of the writer and maybe the fans, but they make for really brilliant films if well done. And sometimes, in the case of the Amityville Horror, well, I don't know yet. The 1979 film adaptation is certainly different from the original 1977 book, which claims to be a true story. Listen, I read that book. I found it mostly implausible and probably a money grab, but I will say that what struck me about the quote weird happenings in the book, they were things like George's 1975 Ford truck kept breaking down. And this was in an era where Fords always broke down. And there were dead flies in the windows of a 100-year-old house. And the floorboards creaked. I mean, big whoop, you guys. The film version seems to be pointing out what's really happening in the book, which is anxieties around financial difficulty. A family buys a house they can barely afford during a worldwide recession, and it's not at all clear what's supernatural and what is just anxiety-induced fantasy. But also, I think the movie is trying to be salacious, a la The Exorcist or The Omen, but like nobody dies. I don't really know if I watched a horror film or a family drama about financial problems. I'm not sure if I liked the movie or was just fascinated by it. All I know is never buy an American car if you live in the 1970s. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
What is your favorite film adaptation?
My favorite film adaptation. Oh gosh, I don't know. Because you gotta like run through like what is an
Mm-hmm.
adaptation and all. There's so many, and
Mm-hmm.
films do have a tendency to be like, hey, here's an IP that you've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
make a film.
You're like
Um,
Marvel, Avengers, Endgame.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's too bad. It's like name a woman.
It's hard. For a dollar, name a woman.
Oh God, I can't a film adapt because I like name a book.
The Godfather.
Okay, The Godfather's a great adaptation. I've
Mm-hmm.
never read the book though. Actually, I gotta say, The Exorcist. There you go.
Yeah.
The Exorcist was one of the books that I read when I was way too young
Mm-hmm.
to read a book like that, and I had not seen the movie yet. But I had heard of it and it was like super scary. And I was like, ooh, I'm really into scary things now. And I read the book and I was like, this is not made for a 13-year-old should not read this book.
Uh-huh.
But I was fascinated by it. And then later I saw the movie and I was like, oh, they changed stuff. But I think as a film, The Exorcist is exceptional, even though there were differences between the book and the film. There you go. That's my answer. Sorry, it
Yeah.
took me a while to get there.
No, I like that. I like that. I mean, it's a really hard question because it's just a giant pool of
Yeah.
movies to pick from. Yeah, I mean, I won't argue that it's better than the original, but I still repeatedly watch Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I think it's just a
Mm.
really, I really think it captured the essence of the characters and their dynamic.
Well,
And
that's like the
it's so
theater to
fun.
film is a whole different animal
It's
than book
so
to
hard.
film.
Yeah.
That's like a totally different thing because on stage, people can't leave.
No.
You have to stay in the room for a reason. But on film, as in Virginia Woolf, they're like, yeah, let's go to a bar. And you're like, what? Oh, let's
Whoa,
go to a
okay.
second location. Not
Uh-huh.
with George and Martha, you're not.
No, no,
Do
and
not
that
advise that.
no, and I think that's a bad choice, but also I still like the dialogue. And it's
Yeah.
but yeah, it's funny like film adaptations of plays always crack me up because you can feel how much it's a
Oh, yeah.
play. Because you can feel the absence of anyone else in their universe. And
Yeah.
maybe that's why Virginia Woolf works because the point of the play is there is no one else,
They're kind of
right? Like that
trapped.
you it is sort of a home invasion kidnapping story.
Yeah,
And yeah.
absolutely.
And so um yeah, it's such a tough question. I always think about like when watching something where I've read the book before. Let the Right One In, I think, is a really incredible film
Sure.
adaptation of a
Yes.
really incredible book, and it has to cut out a lot of things, and it doesn't. The movie doesn't explain sort of the gender situation of this
Yeah.
vampire.
You don't get like any of the backstory
No, but
hardly that was in the book, but it's
it hints
hinted
at it.
at. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And if, like as the old saying goes, if you can't like even if you can't name something, you can still point at it. But
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
mistake your finger for the thing.
Yeah, such a good phrase. You're filled with great phrases, Cecil.
Thanks. That's an
I
old English phrase.
I had such a, I really struggled. Every week when I write my intro, there are some weeks where I'm like, I don't even know how to intro this other than be like, we watched a movie, Cecil go. And
Yeah.
uh
Uh-huh.
and then this week I had about 50 different things in my head of
Oh
what to
yeah.
talk about. And I thought let's talk about adaptations because I think
Yeah.
that was the thing that stuck with me the most having read this book. And I know we normally don't talk about the source material on here, but I think it's really key to the, or at least it was all I thought about in the making of this movie because I had a hard time grasping exactly what the filmmaker's take on the book was.
Yeah.
And I came away thinking, I think they're critical of the book. I think they're a little critical of the Lutz's story. And I think they decided, let's play in the weird realm of did it really happen or not?
Sure.
And I can't tell by the end when the house implodes itself, basically, that maybe they think it really did for the sake of the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like for this movie, we have to say that something evil is in this house, that there's
Hmm.
demon pigs and there's
Hmm.
endless vats of blood in your basement and
Hmm.
but I think everybody involved with I know James Brolin and Margot Kidder were like this story is kind of bullshit. Like
Yeah.
they've publicly said that. And
Yeah.
I think that it's listen, if you're a ghost and you just swipe somebody's down payment on their catering, that's what like
What?
you're not ghosting very well.
No, what are you going to do with that money? What are you spending that on? Clothes? Come
Yeah.
on.
Like it is so fascinating to me. Like there's haunted house stories aplenty. There's bad things happened on this land, in this house. The house remembers all that Shirley Jackson stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this is the only one that's like, hey, we're gonna fuck with your money.
Yeah.
Like it really is like, hey, your 1974 Pinto is gonna go out of control, so you can't go visit your friends.
I, horror villains get paid by the hour, which is why they
Sure.
toy. That's why they play with their food. That's why they
Yeah.
mess with them. But like, you get paid by the hour, but you're also getting paid for like doing quality work. Like, you really
Yep.
want to scare the
You
shit
want
out
to,
of somebody. I
mm,
really want to see those victims squirm and squeal. And whoever this horror villain is, I'm like, what is it you say you do around here? Because like, how scary are you?
I'm evil. But what kind of evil? Nope. No. Just evil. I've been evil since pre-revolution. I'm Native American evil. I'm Puritan evil.
Uh-huh.
I'm mass murderer evil. I'm just, I just got it.
I think the interesting film, leaving the book aside, I think maybe the book too. I think the interesting film is Ronald DeFeo, the kid who murdered his family in
Yeah.
that house a couple years before they bought or the Lutzes bought it, was being told by voices to kill his family.
Yes. And
And
that is factual.
that is
That's like
factual. That's a real thing that
said that
happened.
in court kind of thing.
Yes. And it's a little maybe Son of Sam. It's a little bit, things talking to me. It's schizophrenia. Maybe that's not that interesting anymore as a horror thing of like exploiting schizophrenia for mass murderers. But it's at least a horror movie. And in this one, I kept waiting. I know I giggled at the glass pane beheading in The Omen,
Yeah.
but we're missing that in this movie. This
Yeah.
movie is not.
Yeah.
It really relies on bag of tropes. So let's open with spooky house, constant thunderstorm sound effects. Like somebody is just pressing the
Okay.
sound effect app on their iPhone.
Oh my God. And it like and it also it'll be like Margot Kidder wakes up in bed, thunderstorm. They go downstairs, no more thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Is this
And
the house? Is this the house for Murder by Death? Is this 22 Twain Street?
it's and also they had the thing where they had whoever composed the music, they made one song and it's the kids going la la
Oh no,
la
one of those.
la
Yeah,
la
yeah, yeah.
la
I think this was
la
nominated for an
la.
Academy Award for
Great.
soundtrack.
Well, it's a creepy song that's played 15 times during
Great.
this movie. All right, let's
No,
talk.
here's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
Here's
go
the
ahead.
thing though. Here's the thing. I think this movie, it was a runaway success
Hmm.
for the time, which I think is the reason we're still talking about it, and it kind of spawned multiple sequels and remakes and prequels and blah blah blah. But I think it does have its finger on something for 1979 that Americans responded to, came out in droves to see. This movie was like made more money than any movie had or something. Like it was like crazy big.
It was a
And
huge success. Yeah.
I think like kind of surprised a lot of people who made the film. They're like, oh geez, oh wow. And I think that is more interesting to me in retrospect of like, what is it about this movie that really rocked the suburban Americans of 1979?
Yeah. I went back last night after I watched this. I grabbed my copy of Stephen King's Danse Macabre off my bookshelf
Ooh,
because this was Stephen King's really like cocaine-addled rant about the horror genre from the early 80s. But he talks in that book about, there's a whole chapter on basically metaphors of horror films, and he has
okay.
several pages on the Amityville Horror. And when the Amityville Horror came out, he wrote a review of it for some publication where he kind of trashed it. And in the book, Danse Macabre, he says, I regret trashing the book or trashing the movie because I was thinking about it in relation to the book and he was like, ultimately though, they found something that really resonated with people. And he said it was my second viewing where I really loved it because I went to a matinee and everyone else in the crowd was in their like late 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
And they all kind of sat in silence. They weren't screaming, they weren't
Yeah.
clenching, they were
Yeah.
mesmerized. And as they left, they were all talking about the movie. And I realized this movie is about financial anxiety of
It's
the
a,
late
it,
70s.
it's about financial anxiety. It's about blended families.
Uh-huh.
Like it's about like the new America that's emerging in the post, like the sort of post 60s revolution,
Yeah, the
and is now
post-Vietnam era.
and is now kind of like settling in.
Yeah.
Like Margot Kidder, she's like, I came from a family of renters. I'm the first one in my family to buy a house.
Yeah.
And sure, we have to eat tuna casserole every night in order to afford it, but isn't that worth it? That's the
Yeah.
American dream.
The thing that the book does, and my frustration with that book was, is that they don't admit that what they were experiencing, they only dive into the salaciousness of an evil spirit of Ronald DeFeo or
Hmm.
whoever told Ronald DeFeo to kill his family, that it's a horror novel to them. And my thought is, I think it's not. I think it's more interesting to play with horror elements as kind of daymares that come out of your anxieties,
Sure.
that like truly just dive into the metaphor of horror and say, you started a business And the movie dives into that. You started a business, you
Yeah.
bought a new truck. In the movie, it's an old van, but in the book, he buys a brand new Ford F 150 and it constantly breaks down in the middle of the BQE and whatever else. And
Yeah.
he is, uh, it's terrifying. It's terrifying being in a brand new marriage. It's terrifying having three brand new kids you didn't have
Right.
before. It's terrifying buying a home for $80,000, which is about 360,000 today.
I think it's more about this sort of I got sold something. They said it was turnkey ready. They said it was
Uh-huh.
this house is well insulated, but I feel cold.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, the movie is almost not even a horror film. It's a family drama about anxieties with
About
horror
anxiety.
elements
Yeah.
to it. Um, so we start with I think, the most horror element
Oh
in the
yeah.
whole film, which is November 13th, 1974. We get the title card. A mother, father, and four of their children were murdered, no apparent motive. And there's detectives at this house in the middle of the night. We kind of learn that everyone was shot dead. We just see flashes of
I know.
bodies laying in bed with blood splatter, but there's no like gore. There's no graphicness to it.
Like it's
It's
all shadowy and kind of blood, yeah, like bloody by it's more the image of the famous, house with eyes,
uh-huh.
clearly,
Yep.
which I learned they have since replaced those windows because they're fucking tired of people coming by their house.
Uh-huh.
But it's more the like you see the shotgun flash and then like, shotgun flash in a different window and then
Yeah.
shotgun flash upstairs.
Yeah.
I was looking, I mean, I think I had seen this movie before, but I was not receptive to it. Like I was tired or I was not paying attention or something. I didn't understand who was doing the killing
Yeah.
because they never say, oh, it's the teenage son. It's just like, wait, I was like, mother, father, daughter, kids. Who did somebody break into their house?
This movie tells it really weirdly out of order because it's not until later when our main characters go to the library or learn about, or no, it's not even at the library. It's the detective
Yeah,
Sarge and somebody else are talking, and they mention Ronald DeFeo and Father Delaney talks about it, but it's kind of oblique, right? It comes in at an angle. It's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
really ever said, "Hey, so the teenage son
yeah.
heard voices, killed everyone else in his family. He's now in prison." He heard voices telling him to do it. Um, yeah, so that's really what's happening. That's what happened. And they also mention bag of horror tropes. It happened. What time did it happen? We estimate 3:15 a.m. And then 3:15 a.m. happens over and over
Every night,
every night at
every
3:15.
night. Just when you need to get up and get a glass of water.
Isn't that didn't we do that? Is The Conjuring also like a certain time of I can't remember what movie we watched that has like a certain
which
time of
is
night.
which is I mean Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated this house
Yep.
and the kids, the little girl who had a doll who played with her imaginary ghost best friend is the actual Annabelle
Uh-huh.
that it's all kind of tied up together.
And none of this can be separated from the satanic panic.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the 70s were a wild
It
time, y'all.
must be Satan.
It must be.
This priest has a cough.
Yeah.
It must be Satan.
Okay. Then we meet the Lutzes, George and Kathy, played by James Brolin and Margot Kidder.
Yes.
And this is peak both of them. They're
Oh,
both
yeah.
so beautiful. And they're meeting the realtor. And they're a very cute couple. We kind of learn a little bit that we're like, oh, they're just married. And a
Yeah.
little bit like, I don't think we can afford this place. It's a little much. Um, playing with, to your point, Cecil, about this is a new era. This is the dawning of a new era in America. And the way in which the realtor says, oh, this is a perfect starter home if you ever want to have kids. And George is like, we already have three kids, even though she knows they just got married. And she's like,
Oh,
oh,
oh.
dear.
What does that mean? Oh, scandal.
The decor in this place, the kind of the paint splattered, all mirrored sliding doors on the closet.
Oh my God. The like
Uh,
what was the 70s floor to ceiling gold etched mirror.
Uh-uh.
What? Probably with some like lime green shag carpeting,
Yep.
some burnt orange, something in there,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of ferns.
Ferns.
I like it's so hideous. So hideous.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. There's the realtor shows them all the rooms. It's got plenty of space.
I know
It's
it just keeps
huge.
going. This house is huge,
It's
which
on the canal. It's got a boathouse.
it's got a fucking a gardening shed.
Uh-huh.
Like this is and you can see like especially Margot Kidder, she's like, how is this possible? But they know about the story of the DeFeos. They know that it's a murder house,
Yeah.
which I thought it was going to be more of either a secret that they have to find out, or that we have a scene in which the realtor's like, okay, full disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
couple of people died here like a year ago, but it's still a great house.
Yeah. That's the thing is that I feel like in the movie doesn't do that. Like you sort of know later, like, but it doesn't really deal with the fact that they
No,
knew about it. The book makes clear right away they knew about it.
yeah, I
And once you're
imagine
filled with that
everyone.
idea,
Yeah, I imagine everyone knows about. Like it was the talk of the town. Matter
yeah,
of fact, during the filming of this, it was so much the talk of the town that Amityville was like, "Fuck no, you can't film in Amityville.
yeah, yeah,
You got to go to New Jersey and
yes,
build studios
uh-huh.
in Hollywood. Please, we do not want any more foot traffic in Amityville."
This opening sequence reminds me of our friend Jen Levitt. Our friend Jen Levitt had the concept for a reality TV show called Flip This Murder House
Oh
for
my God, yes.
HGTV. Where yeah, you've got to you compete realtors against each other to see if they can sell a murder house. But it's always in the third act after the second commercial break where you have that's the moment that you get the buyers all hyped up, and then you're like,
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
now I have to tell you,
It's a murder house.
and then you do the
Here's the
full
gory
reenactment,
details.
true
Oh
crime
my
style. Yeah.
yes. I would watch the hell out of that.
Okay, so
But they buy it.
they
You
buy
know,
it.
we'll it's $80,000. I
Yeah,
know it's out of our budget, but let's do it.
yeah.
What what could a gallon of milk possibly cost?
Okay, so they're all moved in. It's still a little janky. They're only it's a month later. They're moved in. They're just now getting. They haven't even gotten everything unpacked. They're buying lots of groceries. Groceries like light bulbs and
Yeah, I was gonna say
baking sheets and
what could a
stuff.
gallon of milk cost?
Yeah,
$20.
but
I now let's talk
mm,
about the religious aspect about this because
yes,
the first thing this family does is
mhm.
decide where to hang their silver crucifix.
Just put it over there on that wall with no
No,
furniture in the room yet.
I know, right? That giant wall, this tiny little crucifix. It'll be so pretty.
Hmm.
And it's this is really interesting to me. And I found the religious aspect of this more indicative of the sort of the satanic panic of like Kathy's relationship to Father Delaney is really interesting. Like he's more than just a priest. I don't need. I won't accept any. I need like my dad. Like I need my priest.
Hmm.
You know, I need my friend and confessor. Especially, it's very Catholic.
Yep.
We know that George Lutz. I found really interesting. Like we discover later when his business partner's like, you converted religion. Like you picked a new religion because with new kids, new religion, like you totally upended your life.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, George Lutz is like shook. Like, did he bite off more than he could chew?
Yeah, he spends 90% of this film in this like kind of like red-eyed stupor.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He,
that looks like a man. That looks like me at the end of tour when I get home and I
yeah.
realize I've got a Night Vale episode due in 2 days
Yeah.
and I've got audio editing and whatever. My mom's coming to visit or something. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh God, I'm
Oh
just,
God. I guess everything is like one word answers. Stop
yeah.
nagging me. Um, and like he kind of he has no time or tolerance for like Aunt Helena, who's a fucking nun. So clearly Kathy is like capital C smells and bells Catholic, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I find this really interesting, especially in light of, Satanic Panic and like this idea of this sort of ancient religion that is trying to deal with modern things like birth control and
Yeah.
abortion
And
and
divorce.
divorce and these new world topics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this movie really gets at the heart of whether intentional or not. I really still cannot tell, but I think it really gets at the heart of these cultural shifts happening in the
Yeah.
late 70s. And that's why in my intro I was like, I don't know if I like this movie, but I'm fascinated by it. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Flawed, yes, but interesting also, yes.
Yeah. Father Delaney, such a fascinating character in this movie. Well, he comes over one day, and
It's
again,
it's like a
pre-cell
scheduled
phone, you
thing.
can't text somebody.
No.
He gets to the house. Nobody seems to be there. They're all out back playing
Yeah.
in the canal on the
They have
boat.
so much yard that they don't even fucking hear.
No. And also he wanders around through this house. Hello, hello. He hears giggling upstairs in a bedroom,
Mhm.
knocks on the door thinking it's the kids.
Uh-oh.
He opens, no one in there.
Oh, spooky.
But then
Oh,
he
that's
can
weird.
hear outside the family out playing, but he can't open the
Oh.
window to shout at
Oh.
them.
Also not supernatural, just janky windows.
Oh my God, I live in Brooklyn. I've never had windows that work. So, um,
And then he sees flies. Listen, if you've I've never had a screen on a window actually work.
no.
Like in the house I'm in now, to every apartment, to dorm room, throughout my life, I'm like, how the fuck did you get in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it is definitely fall. I think this is a good pick for a fall movie.
Hmm.
As they say later, they're like flies when it's not fly season. Yeah, okay, I guess
Okay,
so.
I guess. I've never thought much about fly season. I
Oh,
guess they're gonna,
summer is definitely
yeah,
fly. Like,
summer is
listen,
fly season, but
like
like,
I pull out the fly swatter, but I'm also like I'm inside outside like all day long. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I did this to myself.
yeah. Uh, but yeah,
But okay,
there's a lot of flies that start forming in this room.
but is it? Is it?
I,
And then also, so we were talking about like kind of compare or contrast this movie with The Omen, which is like you get some like crazy set piece deaths
yes,
in that. Like it is the grandeur that I think the Catholic Church is owed.
yeah,
This is like really interesting, and Rob Steiger is, acting great, but he just seems to have like a bit of a head cold,
yeah.
or he
He
smells
gets like,
motor oil or something.
yeah, like these flies give him like long COVID, basically, is what's
Yeah,
happening, and it's like it's in real life. It sounds awful. It sounds truly, truly awful. In a horror film, like the stakes are so low in this movie.
like you don't even get the telltale nosebleed that we
Mm-mm.
know from making this podcast is something psychic is happening.
No, my take on this movie and in the storyline itself was is that I think it's I think in the book they call him Father Mancuso, but they give like an alternate name for
Okay.
this priest, so as not to reveal the actual guy. But they had done this. But both in the book and in this movie, I'm like, I think this Father Delaney character in both, I just I don't think he's right. I think he has himself a lot of horrible anxieties, and the movie calls it out
Yeah.
later,
Yeah.
being like,
Father
"When's the last
Boland's
time you
like,
saw your family?
yeah.
Like, take a break."
Like his
It's
his his little friend, Father Boland, is like, I think sometimes we make our own demons.
yes.
Father Boland's like, I got shit to do. I have to say a mass to absolutely no people or something.
And it does feel like to have him the first person there, and even in the movie, he never communicates this to them, whereas in the book he does.
Oh yeah.
But I think you put that idea in people's heads. You trust the priest, and the
Yeah.
priest tells you there's a possession of your home.
Yeah.
You're going to start doing that. That's leadership.
I find it
Well,
really
yeah.
fascinating, and I think this is actually a good thing on the kind of the movies part. There's no scenes shared between Father Delaney and the
Mhm.
Lutz family. None.
Yeah.
Not in the same place, not
Mm-mm.
at the same time. Like anytime, again, the phone call, Like, if you're a ghost, you're fucking up their phone lines. That's either like amazing, like they're like, nope, no calls for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is kind of brilliant because it's isolation, which only adds to the family's like, we can't get out of here.
yeah.
But it's also a little bit like, I don't know, phone lines do kind of frizzle and frazzle.
Yeah. I like most common joke I use in the today's scary story punctuation at the end of the credits for each
Mhm.
episode is just to take a horror trope and then subvert it to be bland.
Yes.
And so I just thought about that so much through this movie. I was like, ooh, I am a demon in your home. Your microwave doesn't work. And it's like, what?
You have to reset your microwave clock every day. No.
Your water pressure is low in your shower. It's all these just like mild inconveniences.
No.
You have a cold in December now. It's
Oh
just like, oh
God.
no. Okay, so
But they get father, and then we also get the famous, made famous line, "Get out."
uh-huh.
Which I feel like, again, this movie was such a touchstone that then Eddie Murphy made a whole routine about the sort of like white people move into a gorgeous house. The
Uh-huh.
ghost is like, get out. And he's like, black people, you don't have to tell me twice. Goodbye. Which then becomes a touchstone for like horror and race.
Uh-huh.
We
And
that
Jordan
so much that
Peele.
we even have an entire movie called
Yep.
Get Out.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, Delaney tries to call Kathy. It's just static on the line. It's just this miscommunication thing. He is back wherever he's living, he's getting all kinds of sweaty and
He's got like boils on his hand.
like stigmata looking sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like burnt.
Yeah, but it's not quite like hole through the hand. It's not
No, 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 no,
bloody.
no. It's more like plague of boils, plague of
Yes.
cold sores.
There's a moment where one of their two sons, Matt or Jeremy or whatever,
I
Matt
don't know.
and
These fucking
Greg
kids.
or whatever they're Greg. Um, he like touches a light bulb and it shocks him and he falls down the stairs and seems unhurt.
He's all right. He's all right. But again, it's that light bulb also totally works later in the film.
Yeah,
They
sure.
replace that. But again, it's like these things that kind of happen. Like again, like the wiring is bajankety.
Hmm.
I was told everything in this house is perfect. What do you mean I have to spend money on getting a
Yeah,
plumber in here,
yeah,
getting an electrician in here, getting someone to do the insulation?
yeah. We have just the most wild sex scene. I did read, by the way, that this movie was originally conceived as a TV movie,
Yes.
which explains a lot of the pulled punches in horror and gore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we have like George comes in on sexy Kathy getting ready for bed. She's got a flower in
No,
her hair.
she's got no bra. She's got one leg warmer on. Oh
The one leg
yeah.
warmer is so good. I love it so
What a
much.
feeling.
I thought so much
Flash
about
dance.
just talking about present day basketball style, the number of like young players in the NBA, WNBA, and college that only wear the one compression sleeve on their leg.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's a really hot style right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's playing in the W. I love it. So
But
also,
because we have to show that they love each other. This is
they
very
really
important
love each
because
other.
over the course of 17 days, their dynamic is going to dramatically alter.
Yes. Also, if you've never had sex before and want to know
Huh?
how to do sex,
Uh-huh.
straight people sex,
Yeah.
this is probably not the best movie to educate yourself because
Oh
this
no.
movie says you just lie on top of somebody and then you
Just
don't
wiggle
move at
around.
all. You don't
Oh,
even move. Like
no.
you just kind of like maybe you
Do you
have
get
to. Oh, maybe it's more. But no,
it's
this
more
takes
maybe you
place
get
in
a
New
friend you get a
York.
friend to jump up and down on the bed for
Yeah,
you?
I just was laughing at like how stiff, no pun intended, this sex scene is. Like it's more about the love that they're expressing
That's
to each
right.
other.
It's like she still has that flower in her hair after they
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
If you don't even dislodge, then
yeah.
motion in the ocean, you guys.
It gets interrupted by youngest child, Amy.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
Mommy, I want to go home.
Amy's the fucking scariest part about this movie.
Yeah.
The child, another great horror trope, the child that appears out of nowhere.
Hmm.
Oh my God, you just scared me. Oh, it's only Amy. And then she says something fucking terrifying and off-putting. I'm going to hang out with my friend Jody. Okay, cool, girl. Who's Jody? No one. Just a
Jody says she
friend.
doesn't like you,
Uh,
Mummy. It's like, oh.
I need to meet Jody's parents. Wait, Jody doesn't have a body?
Oh. She wants to use my body, Mother. Oh. Okay. We start getting our first instances of 3:15 a.m. and the
Mhm.
clock. Uh, George getting up, hearing, like, as the closed captioning said, indistinct whispering from Amy's
Ooh.
room. And
The windows that are mysteriously opened.
yep.
Now, listen, I have to say, I once lived in a house that I was completely convinced was haunted.
Hmm.
It was a very, I went to school in the Midwest. It was a very typical Midwestern house, um, except it had like weird remodelings done. So there were like stairways that went up to doorways that were bricked up. In the attic, big, kind of giant attic that they had built a small room in the middle, and the inside of that room was painted entirely black. Normal,
Uh-huh.
if you're a Satanist, I'm sure. Um, and the crazy thing is that we had this thing where I like when we moved in, we shut all the windows upstairs, and it sometimes the window would be open.
Ooh.
So it was so like similar kind of things. And you want to hear something even crazier? I was literally alone in the house one day, like reading my book, and a voice very close to me said, "Get out." And I was like, "Okay, goodbye. Going for a walk now. Goodbye." Okay, that's all I need to hear.
Uh, absolutely not.
I stayed in that house though for the entire year, and it was a weird house, but it
Hmm.
was never like, walls dripping blood. It was more like landlord trying to extort money weird, you know?
Right, right. Ugh. So we've got it's just this first time up in the middle of the night. It's just like he hears noises. He notices out the window the
The
boathouse door is
boathouse.
just
Oh,
swinging open. So he goes out there, shuts the thing, comes back inside. Oh, there's a brief moment where in Amy's room, her dolly is just sitting in the
is
chair
in a
staring
different
at him.
place
Yeah.
than we know than when she went to bed.
Yep. Um,
Black cat jump scare.
mm, straight from the bag of tropes.
Yep.
Okay, fourth day in the house. George has a new hobby, which is cutting firewood.
Well, because he's really cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's fall,
Mm-hmm.
and supposedly this house is insulated, but he's like, oh my God, it's so cold. So I'm gonna chop wood. I mean, super manly, right?
Yeah.
Men
I,
love chopping wood.
I want to say to George here, he's far more fit, this James Brolin, than I have ever been in my life. But in chopping wood, it is not in your upper body. It is in your legs. And I
Oh,
will say, as somebody who has chopped a lot of wood, that the idea is rather than bringing the axe over your shoulder, pull it straight behind your head, bring it straight down,
oh,
and
okay.
drop your weight from your
Oh,
hips
okay. So it's
because
like
it
a
is
sinking of the knees kind of
let the
thing.
weight of your body
Interesting.
and gravity provide some of that strength because this
Okay.
is how you throw your back out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
don't have sex like George. Don't chop wood like George.
Oh,
YouTube
no.
both of those things if you've never done either.
Okay. I've never had sex before and I've never chopped wood.
Okay, great. Well, straight sex, yeah.
Oh,
Never. If you've never had
sure.
straight sex, this film doesn't go into any other kind of sex. Really, it
No,
just shows you
doesn't
how.
exist.
No. Um, Kathy is getting home from the grocery store and trying to carry 4 bags sideways indoors.
No, she's
Um,
not. She's trying to carry 2 bags.
I know. She just gets a little
Let's not
sloppy.
let's be real here. Girl, your grip is not great. Like And it's more the like little annoying again, it's not horror, it's just little annoyances of like, I'm trying to care. Come on, be a gentleman. I just got home from shopping. The least you could do is help me unload the car. But you're obsessed with this wood chopping thing.
He snaps at her at this point, which, you know, pull it together, my dude, but also don't walk up on somebody with an axe who is chopping wood and
Mm,
surprise them.
hmm
Just don't.
But
Okay.
they kind of kiss and make up,
Yeah.
you know.
She's trying to get a hold of Father Delaney, gets hold of Bolin instead. Bolin's like, yeah, he's really sick. She's like, oh, tell him to get better. He was supposed to come by. Oh, he did come by though.
Hmm.
Oh, that's weird.
We were home all day. We were waiting for him. And listen, nothing is worse when you know somebody is coming over. Your appointment is scheduled from 9 a.m. to noon.
Uh-huh.
And then you just have to like bide your time. And
Yeah.
it's always at like 11:55 when they come by. So you're like, God damn it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We waited all day for this priest.
So also she's starting to smell gross things in the
Yeah.
house. We learn about Jody. Helena, her Aunt Helena is coming over, who's a nun.
Oh my God, the
And
nun. I was like, because they sat there like, oh, not your aunt. Oh no.
yep.
Women stuff, in-laws, gross. Like it's a
Uh-huh.
fucking Garfield cartoon or something.
Yeah.
And then she shows up, she's a nun. I was like, geez, literally.
She's definitely the stereotype of your like chipper aunt who pinches
Hmm.
your cheeks.
Yep. The
And she's
kids, yeah, the boys can't. They're like, oh no,
uh,
again, ugh, gross girls, women. Ugh.
I love Aunt Helena in this movie because she gets in the house. She's so chipper. She's so sweet. She just you just grabbing those boys by the cheek. I
I
love you
know.
guys so much. And the kids are like, okay, we said hi, goodbye, and they run off to play. And then she just stares into the house and is like, oh no, I've made a
Again,
terrible mistake coming
it's like,
here.
what comes over these? Like, this house is like very affecting to spiritual slash religious people.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it never, like, Father Delaney, Aunt Helena, and a little bit less Helen. Helen actually, or excuse me, Carolyn. Carolyn actually like kind of describes her sensory,
Hmm.
you know. But it's really just you're watching some pretty good acting. But I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
She's just like kind of disoriented. She drops her flower pot and she's like, I gotta go. I nope, can't
Yeah.
stay. And then she gets out and she pukes on
Yeah.
the BQE.
She has to fling the door open on that Oldsmobile and just hurl in the
But
middle of
then, we see
Maine.
her later at the wedding and she's like, I don't know what came over me. Just a 24-hour bug, I guess.
Uh, George is starting to look real pensive at this point. He's already at like a 9 on the pensive scale.
He's like staring into that fire and doing the like back and forth rocking thing.
He,
Hot.
yes, he has an ED issue later in bed, and Kathy is like, "Listen, you
Uh-oh.
don't have to prove yourself to me. It's fine. Like,
It
turn out the
happens all
light."
the time. Not to me, it doesn't.
Oh, the sudden screaming in this movie is
Oh
through the
my God.
roof.
Once you have the fucking the religious scene where I was like, I guess this is what the 60s, 70s was just a bunch of old white men just banging on desks trying to out bluster each other.
This is like all of the This is all of the schlock of a Wizard of Gore in terms of its screenplay with none
Oh yeah.
of the actual gore
Yeah.
or scares. So, uh, also that night at 3:15, Kathy wakes up screaming, "She was shot in the head!"
Oh my God. Again, it's like this idea that the nothing outright bad or dangerous has happened, violent, let's say, violent.
Yeah,
It's more the bubbling subconscious knowing that something violent has happened before we got here.
yep,
Is that a metaphor for America? I'll let you decide.
yeah,
The like, I don't know, I didn't do it, but maybe bad things happened on this land that I live on
yeah.
at some point.
It's time for another tutorial.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Listen, I've never had this happened to me. I've had a moment wherein I had brakes go out on my car for a brief time.
Oh
I had
my
an old
God.
car and it was raining
Mm-hmm.
and the brakes didn't engage. And this was the type of car with the pull-up emergency brake
Oh
handle
yeah,
right
yeah,
next
yeah.
to the driver's
I
seat.
love those. Those are the best.
I was going on a street. I was slowing down for a traffic light. There
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
many people, weren't many people out, thankfully. But
Did
I
your brakes
started
went
hitting the
out?
brakes and nothing was happening. I was squeezing hard, and I immediately just reached down, grabbed the emergency brake,
Just give it a like yank, 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 yank,
started
yank.
just pulling it. And I, listen, these days most cars are push button e-brakes,
Oh yeah.
so that
Yeah.
it's not really going to work in that way. Pop a thing into neutral, get to the side of the road,
Yeah.
touch grass
Yeah, 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 yeah,
if you
yeah.
can. I would say there's no guaranteed way to get through this safely, but I would suggest do not swerve in and out of cross traffic.
Well, it's like it's not that the brakes don't work. It's like an invisible hand grabs the wheel.
Yes. Yeah.
Which again, this ghost shit is crazy. Also, it's odd that like haunted houses usually have a perimeter, right?
Yeah.
It's a like, poltergeist. There's something evil in the house. The house is evil, whatever you want to do. But once you kind of like get 15 feet away, it sort of dissipates. So this is a really kind of weird scare
Yeah.
because they're just driving down the highway.
Yeah.
They're like two towns over,
Yeah.
and their fucking car goes nuts. Listen, when the hood flies off of
Oh,
that
and like
fucking
breaks in
car,
half in midair.
Jesus Christ, talk about unsafe at any speed. Ralph Nader is
Mm-mm.
click clacking away right now.
Yeah. All right, so let's
So needless to
so this
say,
is Father
the
Bolin, young Father Bolin, and Father trying to drive Father Delaney back to Amityville to see the Lutzes, but then all of this shit happens to the
and
car.
I guess they're like, well, I guess we can't go. So because we got to take care of our ghost car.
Meanwhile, we are back at the house. We are prepping for Kathy's 12-year-old brother is getting married,
This is
Jimmy.
the other thing. I'm sorry. You scheduled a move
Uh-huh.
and a wedding
Uh-huh.
like the same week?
Uh-huh.
Like moving is one of the, I think it is one of the like, it's top five, if not top 10, maybe top five, most stressful things a human can do.
Yes.
Like it's like death in the family, death
Uh-huh.
of a loved one,
Uh-huh.
losing a job, moving.
Uh-huh.
And then you want to add party planner wedding onto that?
No.
Girl.
Jimmy, there's a church. The church will give you a big discount because you're a member. Just do the church. You know what's great? A YMCA. They always
Yeah.
have like some kind of a ballroom sort of space. Um, but yeah,
So we meet Jimmy, kind of like, 70s doofy kind of Gutenberg kind of energy,
yeah,
you
yep.
know. But he's like counting, and again, I love that like the symbolism of like the raging fire is like this house affects men very differently than it affects women.
Yes.
And it's like the fire is raging. He's counting this money as obsessively as George with the chopping wood. But it's his wedding day, so like he's a nervous groom.
Mm-hmm.
He puts the money in his coat pocket, $1,500. They said they wanted cash, and Kathy's like, "Oh, I love you, baby bro." George comes in. George is looking peaked,
Rough.
green.
Uh-huh.
But he's like, I can make it again, the most man thing of like, I can make it through this. I'll be fine. But then that money fucking disappears. And it becomes this whole thing of like, where did the money go?
Yeah.
But George reluctantly does the bro code thing and steps up and says, I'll write a check. I'll cover it.
Yeah, because we gotta
E-
go. I'll write the
Even though
check.
you
We'll
can
come back.
see in
Yeah.
his eyes, he through gritted teeth, he's like, I'll do it for my wife's brother
Yeah.
who's getting married now.
Uh-huh. And later, after the wedding, he's going to come back and look for that money, and it's completely gone.
Well, I think the fact that the ghost took the money but left the bank note
Uh,
paper
so shady,
is
so
like a it's
rude.
like is like a middle finger fuck you. Rude. I think the
Rude.
dog ate the money.
Yeah, that dog, Harry the dog, is wild.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
we'll get to the end when we get to the save the dog trope
uh,
that comes out of this movie.
oh my God. Okay, so
So okay, so
one of my
so
favorite
George
scenes,
gets
the
yep.
babysitter is coming up.
Oh my God, this is the best. Okay, one, because the fucking headgear.
Oh, she's got the braces headgear, which I love.
I listened to Britney Spears.
It's so cute.
Amazing.
The 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 babysitter scene.
She's also
So,
kind of like she's kind of cunty to Amy. She's like, Jesus, get in bed, girl. It is
yeah,
I shut up about fucking Jody. Just go to sleep.
this scene is the perfect summation of this whole film as a horror film,
Yeah.
in that you realize during the babysitter scene that they don't have much to work with. Like I said, nothing happens in that book.
Yeah.
Nothing happens in that book of note. They talk about like sludge coming upstairs or something, but all in all, like it is like if there is a real ghost or poltergeist or demon, it's doing weird inconveniences like untying your shoes when you're getting ready to leave. And so
It locks you in the closet
it locks her in the
and
closet.
turns off the
Oh
light.
no! And so they have to up the ante, the filmmakers do, by doing two things. One, and some of it's effective, like a light suddenly going out and a girl screaming.
Yeah.
Very effective as a scare. Having another little girl just sitting in the bed staring at the locked door and doing nothing.
Because then you're like, what is wrong with this child? I'm telling you, Amy's the scariest part of this
Yeah.
movie.
My
And I also,
favorite.
and then
Oh,
also the bloody knuckles of the
yeah.
babysitter, because that means that she is like in full panic. Like to be pounding on
Yeah.
a door so hard that you bloody your knuckles, like means that you've lost your rational mind and you're in full panic.
Yeah.
And that is a great implied scare,
Yes. And
a,
that's the ante
a
they have to up
non-violent scare.
when you see the blood
Yeah.
splattering, or not splattering, but like blood marks on the
But you're
door
like,
itself.
oh, she's going through it,
Yeah.
even though she's just in a closet,
Yeah.
which can be scary if you don't trap spaces, but
Yeah.
she's not dealing well.
Yeah. So they get home and they have to let the babysitter out and are like, George is like, this door doesn't even lock. Look, and it doesn't like lock from whatever. And
Why did you not let your babysitter out of the closet?
Jody told me not to, mother.
I think your child is um, part of the reason why this house is haunted.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, the two boys are terrors, but in boy ways. And then the
Yeah.
girl is like mysteriously appears, says something cryptic and disappears, which
Yeah.
is, listen,
So good.
but like these are all kind of commonplace things. It's like, I don't know. I don't like my babysitter. Jody doesn't like my babysitter. My imaginary best friend doesn't like the babysitter. She'll like you either, George. Mr. Lutz.
Amy is the best horror character in this movie, and I think my favorite real world character is Father Ryan. So we have Father Ryan, who is meeting with Father Delaney and
Yes.
young Bolin, Father Bolin,
Church middle management.
church middle management, and Delaney is trying to make the case for like, hey, I was at that house when Ronald DeFeo had said he had heard voices, and this
Yeah.
is a demonic possession. Father Ryan is like, we don't really do that, which is correct. The church had long since been out of exorcisms
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
whole, and he was like, we don't do that. Like and Ryan is a rational person. Like
Yeah.
Ryan is like, this is not how this works. Like, we are here to be liaisons between the church and its people. We are here to help people in real world ways, this has nothing to do with that. And he's like, what about the car that went crazy on the highway? And Father Ryan says, I would blame Detroit a lot faster than I would
Mm-hmm.
blame the devil. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
boom, there's the line. That's the
it.
line. That's it.
And everything, like, so the scene escalates. Father Delaney's like, I have a master in psychology. He's like, don't throw around your secular training in the church. Don't you know who I am? And
Uh-huh.
like Father Delaney kind of gets like put in his place
Yeah.
because hierarchy.
Uh-huh.
And then what's interesting to me is the unspoken don't talk about it
Yes.
part that happens literally with Father Bolin. Like every single one is like, oh, we can't even admit that the Lutzes exist anymore. Like, it's not that we're not going to do an exorcism or we're
Yeah.
going to ask the fucking Pope for permission to exorcise this house. It's like, we're just going to like out of sight, out of mind this entire thing. Because I was like, Father Laney, why don't you say, hey, Father Ryan, why don't you go to the house? Like,
Yeah. Well,
like take 30 minutes, drive down to the fucking South Shore in Long Island, check it out yourself. But it's this very, again, the like, what our institutions are are porous
mhm.
and things fall through the cracks when we don't want to explain them or talk about them.
Well, and I think Delaney, to make the comp to the Omen, when we laughed about the priest who shows up at Gregory Peck's
Oh,
office being
just
like,
like at a
there's
full
another, blah,
12,
blah, blah, the
at a
possession and
full
the Satan.
11.
Yeah.
Satan's been born. You must do something. Jesus Christ. Who are
Back
you?
off. Build to this.
Who let you in here?
Yeah. Don't get engaged on your first date, you know.
Yeah,
I know you feel something, but just
I
give it
know.
some time. And
Stop.
it's I think this scene is really interesting to me. Again, I don't know if it's intentional. I think the filmmakers are on Delaney's side, but watching Delaney in the scene, I'm like, you have made this about you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
escalated all of this.
yeah.
You know, Father Ryan disagrees with you and is trying to be, maybe in your opinion, overly rational, but you've escalated it by like, it was real, damn it.
I
And
know.
Ryan is feeding that back to you. And he's basically, he says, sit down and shut up.
Even priests are known to have like cracks with reality.
Yeah, you haven't told us one thing that cannot be written off as simple hysteria. And Delaney gives this impassioned but almost shouty thing of like, the
Like,
church is my home, it's my strength, and I need her now, and this family needs her now. And Father Ryan says, Frank, how long has it been since you've seen your family? We think you need a vacation. Leave.
uh-oh.
And I'm like, he's not wrong. Like, I know Father Ryan could be like, hey, fine, I'll go check it out. But like, Delaney comes in at an 11.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's almost nothing you can do to talk to a person like that. All right, well, now we're going to meet Jeff and Carolyn.
Oh dear.
Carolyn they pull up to that house, they step out, they're like, oh, all right, go see our friends. And Carolyn is like, I don't want to go any closer.
I fucking love it.
I love her.
I love it. Also, like I think they did a really good job of kind of subtly coding hippie spirituality in
Uh-huh.
her.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a shawl and like chunky jewelry she got in Santa Fe. Like,
Yes.
but like it's not screaming out loud. It's just like, oh, even like there is other ways of seeing the world,
Yes.
both visible and invisible. You
She's
don't have to be a priest or a nun. Some people are just like receptive to shit.
yeah.
And she's like, I'm not going in there. Bitch fucking rolls up the window. She's like, nope. Locks the door. I was like, what do you think that house is going to do? She doesn't care.
She's Pier 1 eclectic, and I love it. And
Yes.
she's so good.
Yes.
And she is yeah, I mean, she knows, again, like anyone spiritual in this movie knows something is up when they go to that house. We also learned this is a, hey, welcome to your new home. It's a housewarming. We brought you a present.
Yeah.
But also it's a bit of a welfare check
Yeah.
Because as Jeff says to George when George is out there chopping wood and sharpening that axe, Jeff was like, hey, so I went ahead and brought by payroll checks for our company because they haven't
You
been paid and you're the
you
partner?
haven't come into the office in a week.
Yeah.
Your phone is always busy, which I find a really interesting thing because this idea that like the house isn't letting calls in or it's only
Yeah.
letting certain calls in.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know y'all are like busy unpacking, but life work balance, you know?
Yeah. We're getting phone calls from the IRS, and
Uh-huh.
we even got some caterer says you wrote him a bad check.
Uh-oh, checks that bounce.
And George like holds the axe up and he goes, "Don't you have any good news?"
Yeah, I bought your boat a light.
Yeah, I bought you a little floodlight for your boat.
Happy moving
How's-
in.
Yeah. Then we
And
get
then
it.
oh
Oh,
my God, and then when like George fucking like throws the axe like as this sort of like manly aggression, kind of like that could be your face.
boys,
But I know boys.
boys. Uh, so the speaking of boys, the young boys are trying to tease their little sister by they've got a little rubber spider on the end of a
This
fishing
is the
line.
most Tom Sawyer bullshit that I've ever seen. But okay, sure.
It,
But the house bites one of the boys.
yeah, and so the little girl gets annoyed, like, "Stop teasing me!" And they're like laughing, and then it's Kathy comes in just as the like, "What are you doing in my room?" And that window slams shut on this boy's hand. Jeff and George come in. They're trying to get the window up. There's like blood around this kid's hand. They can't get it
Mayhem.
out. Yeah.
Like the dog is barking. Like like this is chaos. They finally get the kid out somehow, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's like the window's nailed shut." Maybe you just you have like fluctuate. It's just shitty windows.
Yeah.
Maybe it's shitty windows. But like this idea that they take the kid to the hospital, there's no bones broken in his tiny little child hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then later that night, this is when the like domestic drama starts to unfold. This idea that Kathy is like sitting up at night, she's like, it's fucking weird. What I George, are you awake? I need to talk to you. And George is like lying there still, and then he just slowly opens his eyes, like
Uh-huh.
but non-responsive.
Yeah,
I
he's
was like,
definitely
oh
pretending to be asleep
no.
because he doesn't want to confront all of the problems and
Oh
whatever else.
no.
Um, George gets up later that night, probably at 3:15 a.m., goes into that extra room that the realtor talked about that
Hmm.
um and there's all the flies in there.
Yeah.
And he can't open that window to let them out. And then suddenly there's a huge crash, and the front door and the basement door have both crashed outward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a vortex in your house? But they gotta, this is like real shit. So they gotta call the police. Now,
4 cop cars show up for
yeah, I
this.
know, my God, can you imagine?
Um,
But
yeah,
also the hard-nosed detective,
Sarge.
Sergeant, um, from the opening sequence,
Mm-hmm.
cigar chomping, like love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love an old school New York detective.
Just one more thing, Mr.
Yeah,
Lutz.
exactly. He's like, what are you doing here? Insomnia. Like
Yes.
it's this idea that he's kind of obsessed with this case and he knows there's something like his instinct is telling him something bad is going to happen, but his copness is like, well, I can't prove it. So I'm just going to like, I don't know, drink my coffee in front of this couple's house every night for the next week.
And no one can make any sense out of these doors because they burst outward. So there's similar doors, one from the basement that burst
Yeah.
outward from the base. Anyways, the
Yeah.
basement one was sort of confusing, but the The thing was is that the front door burst outward, which they were like, well, that means somebody had to have been in the house to bust the door outward. Also, like the frame is broken. Like that's
Ripped
battering
it
ram
off. Yeah,
level.
yeah, yeah. And then to add to that, it's George's when George is looking real rough. And he it's that thing of like nothing to see. I mean, I've got an explanation. Like I'm quagmired in problems of my own making, but I
Uh-huh.
refuse to accept help. So he's coming up with all sorts of crazy excuses, and the sergeant is like knocking him down. Like,
Yeah.
so let me get this straight. Somebody broke into your house. They didn't break any windows in the basement. Then they decided not to open the door, but they ripped it off its hinges and then
Mhm.
ran out the front door, also ripping that off the hinges. That's your story? And George is like, yes, cool.
uh Again, Amy is talking about Jody and tells
That's
Kathy,
fun.
tells mom, you know, Jody tells me that the about the little boy. She told me about the little boy in her room who got hurt and died. Jody wants me to live here forever so we can play together.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, Amy.
Amy, I think we need to have a talk about your friend.
Yeah,
You know what?
Amy. I
The
think you
only
need a
thing that would,
special doctor visit.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that could make this even more tropey is if they gave her some crayons and she drew like just like a giant black vortex
Yeah.
a la The Ring.
Yep. So so eye
What
rolly,
happens?
all
What
these
happens now,
characters.
Jeffrey?
George goes, he rides his motorcycle to the library.
Oh, we're
So
in the fact-finding part of the
we
story.
are in a horror film because we go to a library. But like, he's so, I mean, I get it. He is so unwilling to admit that he has a problem. He doesn't want anyone to know. He
Yeah.
cannot let anyone into his world, which again, another sign that maybe the filmmakers understand the psychological torment of anxiety. But he is so much not wanting to let anyone else in on
Yeah.
his problems that he steals this library book.
Well, I don't know. It's that. Absolutely, it's that. And the reason I agree with you is that there's a lot of scenes in succession at this part in the film of people whispering.
Yes.
There's two old women whispering at the library. There's
Uh-huh.
two people whispering when Kathy goes to the Hall of Public Records, and they're not talking about the Lutzes, but it adds this feeling that it's a small town and people are like, oh my God, did you hear about the people that moved into the Amityville Horror House? Like,
Hmm.
oh my God, that's them right there. I think the other thing with George stealing the library book is that he can't admit that it's supernatural. He doesn't want to be seen checking out a devil book. That's
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like to admit you have a problem is vulnerable, and especially when you think your problem is somehow crazy or
Like this
unusual.
man, the only books this man checks out of the library are like, his Yamaha
Yeah.
motorcycle fix-it books
Yes.
because that's the only thing that men should be reading.
Yes.
They shouldn't be reading fanciful
No.
devil books,
No.
which literally mention your house by name in them, I'd like to point out.
Hmm. So Kathy is trying to get a hold of Father Delaney.
Nope.
God, the other trope that makes me crazy in everything, not just horror movies, is that telephones ring like 9 times before
Oh my
people
God.
answer them.
They're
And
really milking it.
oh my God, he finally
Pick a
answers
phone.
and it goes fully static. And then he seems to be having a stroke. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. And she feels a breeze come in through the window. So she gets into a bit of a panic. There's a drunk at the back door.
Which I kind of love this. And I wish that okay, so there's a drunk at the back door who's not knocking on the window. He's kind of just like scraping at the window.
Uh huh.
And he comes up, he's like, hey, we all wanted to come over and say hi, greet you in the neighborhood. And she's like, stranger danger,
Uh huh.
clearly. Latches the door, the
Yep.
screen, goes to answer the phone. The phone is dead. She goes back. The guy is gone. And what I do like about this is that it's something, again, very rational. Like sometimes weirdos just wander up on your property.
Yeah.
But the implication is that there are souls trapped in this house and they wanted to welcome the Lutzes to that neighborhood.
Yeah.
The we're trapped in this fucking house neighborhood forever, the
Mhm.
Jody neighborhood,
Yeah.
which I think is really interesting. This as the house exerts more control, even Kathy is like she's starting to see like, I mean, non-alive people.
Yeah. So George goes to meet Jeff at the bar. A couple things. One, George learns that he's the spitting image of Ronald DeFeo. He
Looks
looks
just
just
like
like
him.
the kid who killed his family. Which is funny because George very much reads mid 30s, and I
I know.
want to say Ronald DeFeo was a teenager, if not
Eh,
at 20.
to,
Anyway,
like
you can
honestly,
look alike. Yeah,
it's the 70s. It like everyone kind of looked like
we all had a beard
that.
and shaggy hair.
Like everyone kind of looked like Jim Morrison,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know?
This,
This interaction.
oh my God. Just
Is
sometimes
there
it
a
just
reason
feels
why?
like old movies screenwriters are just playing with dollies. Like
Yeah.
they're not like they have to heighten everything. And it's this like Jeff gives him the like gives George the rundown of like, listen, you married a dame with 3 kids, you bought a big house, you're taking on too much. Punch.
Yeah. Because that's how men talk. That's how men and then the like he's just like, well, guess we got that out of the way. And then George is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I actually like you. That was a friendly punch. I just had to get that out of my system.
Yeah, of course, that's how we all have to operate. Yeah, just
And
punch my
then
nose.
and then weirdly enough, that is the like linchpin that like unleashes George's tongue. Because next scene, he's with Jeff and Carolyn. He's like, this, that, the other, bam, bam, bam,
Yeah,
bam, 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 bam. And I think it's like it's just really interesting when it all comes out.
yeah. That's again, I'm so fascinated with this movie because I can't tell, but it like it doesn't feel like not satire or but commentary. It doesn't
Yes.
feel like commentary, but I guess it is for its time because I'm watching this being like, yeah, George. I mean, I you shouldn't be punching people, but you don't have an outlet for all of your anxieties because you don't
Yeah.
have anyone to talk to.
Chopping wood ain't gonna do it.
No, no. And
And
anyways, yeah,
and it's really interesting, Jeff and Carolyn's response. Jeff is like crazy talk.
yeah,
And Carolyn is like, there is more things in heaven and earth than dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. Oh my God, wait, look at this page. Oh my God, you live in a haunted house.
yeah.
Jesus, look, how did I?
Like going back to the
Amazing.
Puritans, with this John Ketchum, this was his house, and he was executed for being a
It was
witch.
witchy, he's
Yeah.
witch.
Um.
Okay, you know what? I live there like, okay, so you're gonna take your wife out to dinner.
Yep.
Just get away. Like go spend 3 hours at a fucking Olive Garden. Okay.
Hmm.
We'll watch the kids,
Hmm.
then we'll all figure this out.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they get to the house, George is like, wait here, I need to talk to my wife alone.
And he goes to tell Kathy, "Hey, put yourself together. We're just gonna go out for a little bit." And she's like,
Not a like not a like, okay, quick family meeting. I think I'm feeling really bad.
"Yeah."
And I think you and I need to have like not just like, nope, we're getting Chianti and garlic breadsticks tonight.
He literally says, "Put yourself together." And then after telling her what we're gonna do, he's like, "But first, I gotta go check on that fire."
Oh,
I'm like, "Oh my
Jesus.
fucking God."
You
Mean-
don't. You
Meanwhile,
really don't.
outside the house, Carolyn now is staring at this house with a little bit of fascination.
She's kind of hypnotized.
She
She's
says
like, she's got Zillow eyes.
she does have Zillow
She's like,
eyes.
I must see it. She's like scrolling TikTok for like, I gotta know what the inside this fucking haunted house looks like.
She says this line cracked me up so much. Are those vibes ever strong?
Yes.
It pulls on you.
Yes.
And I'm like, are those vibes ever strong?
Are they
You put that
not
in a
ever
character's
strong?
mouth? You typed that out.
Those vibes.
Are ever
Those
strong.
vibes are ever strong. It's like J.R.R. Tolkien ain't got nothing on you.
That's that's the 1979 Live Laugh Love. That's what's
Vibes.
woodcut on her kitchen counter.
Keep on trucking. But they immediately go into the basement because Caroline is she's kind of the the what's her name in the this house is clean
Yes, yes,
Zelda
yes.
Rubinstein of this movie, but like kind of too late.
Yeah.
But she's like the basement. Now this dog, this
Harry.
poor fucking black lab is bloodying its paws trying to get into the what looks to be like old cobblestone section of the
Uh
house. And, Jeff is kind of like, oh my God, your dog has lost a dew claw. Jesus Christ.
uh-huh.
Carolyn just picks up a fucking pickaxe and starts swinging at this wall. George comes in. He's like, what are you doing to my house?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, the vibes are indeed strong in this wall.
Uh-huh. George like grabs the pickaxe from her and starts chopping away. And just as Kathy comes down to be like, have you all gone mad? It opens like a portal, I would say, but also it just cuts open into another empty
Yeah,
space that
that
is
isn't.
painted red.
And we see a brief glimpse of a ghostly image of George.
Yes.
But it's not George. We learn later it's, what is it, Ronnie
Ronald
DeFeo?
DeFeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, is he in there?
Yeah. And Carolyn says they come and go through here.
She's like fully possessed. She's like speaking in other voices.
Okay. She, ugh.
Yeah, and this is the woman that they want watching their children.
She goes immediately to 11.
I
I know
think
well. It's the passage to hell. Cover
you,
it.
she's like, I need to touch some amethyst and some white sage because the vibes are indeed strong in this house.
So while she's yelling in this like pitch not or like gravelly
Yeah.
voice, it also cuts away to Father Delaney in whatever hovel he's living in, going,
Yeah, he's not doing
yeah,
good.
it's crazy. And his phone is ringing incessantly, and he like picks it up, hello, and it's just a dial tone, like just craziness happening. Meanwhile, Sarge is just outside monitoring the house as
Just drinking his coffee.
and he is being like, what the shit is going on in there?
Because at this point, George and Kathy at this point, George and Kathy are just trying to bless the house themselves.
Oh, yeah, because they come upstairs and they're like, look at the crucifix. It's
Upside
upside down
down
and covered
and-
in black sludge.
And sooty. So they wipe it off. They're like, this house be clean.
Uh-huh.
Bless this house and all the people who enter this house. And I do love the fact that they're, again, it's like what is totally normal, probably, inside your house, can seem a little odd or abnormal as soon as you have somebody observing your behavior.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I know I've been putzing around the house and like probably look like an insane person.
Yeah.
But it kind of, nobody's watching, so you don't think about it. But the second you add a second character, an observer, you're like, what the fuck are they doing? They've just touched that mirror like 9 times.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, if somebody were observing me when I'm home by myself, they're like, why is he narrating everything he
Exactly. And why is it in a New Zealand accent?
does? Yeah. Okay, this is to me one of the most confusing scares in this movie. One, it starts not confusing, just sort of tame, which is a common thing this house does, this ghost does, is rattle the chandelier in the foyer.
Yes.
And, oh no, the chandelier
Oh.
rattles. Okay. Well, then there's a moment where like George can't hold on to the crucifix and it flies
No.
out of his hand to the floor. Kathy runs out of the room crying. He goes after her. She's like, "No, don't touch me. Leave me alone." And we see her in the
Yeah.
mirror of that, like the etched mirror, and she's looking at herself. And Cecil, it looks like she just has like unblended concealer that's the wrong skin
I know
tone.
I think the problem here is the makeup.
I
I
couldn't
don't,
tell what happened to her.
it's she, okay. I think what happens and what I think the makeup department kind of did her dirty on this,
Yeah.
probably because makeup in a movie like this is maybe not your the first concern on the budget list, but it's like she picks up the cross and she gets the same like third degree
Hmm.
burns that the father does. Then she runs upstairs and she's got like boils on her face, but they don't
Oh,
look
is
like
that
boil.
yeah.
Yes. It just kind of looks like little white
Well, it
splotches.
looks like she hasn't. It looks like she picked the wrong foundation color,
Yes.
and it's like, I
Yes.
can't blend this. I
I
can't make
can't.
this.
Don't look at
Yeah.
me. But I think it's like she is getting the same because she's the religious one, and we know the house affects women, especially into like my beautiful face,
Sure. Yeah.
But then it kind of disappears the next day.
What are stakes,
Girl,
Cecil?
you got bed bugs.
See, now that's terrifying.
That's horrifying because
Yeah.
that means you need to burn your house down and all of your
Uh-huh.
possessions.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can deal with that.
So it is the 18th day, and Father Delaney is in an empty church doing a mass, and
What is
Father
he?
Boland shows up and is like, this is where he says the line, "I believe we create our own demons in our own mind," which is such a gentle way to be like, "Buddy, are you okay?"
You cracking up. And he's like, I've got things to do.
And he's like delivering this mass in the ceiling,
It's not a mass, it's like a blessing.
it's like a blessing, but like the church is falling apart above him, and like the face of this angel on the ceiling falls down. But then when we
And then
see it,
flies directly at his face.
yes. But then to your point about having an outside observer, okay, I do think this movie is intentional about its critique. Yeah,
I
because
think it's like this movie's kind of like these people's claims are a little bit bullshit.
yeah, kind of bullshit. Because then we see it from Boland's point of view,
Yeah.
and the ceiling's fine.
The ceiling's fine. And also like Boland's look on his face while listening to Father Delaney give this very impassioned Obie award-winning speech here. He's like, what are you doing? Why are
Yeah.
you doing this? And then he like Father Lane kind of like stops, falls to it, and he's like, I'm blind. I'm blind.
Um, but you delivered it at kind of the
Like
way
a
a person would be
Yes.
like discovering something about themselves that maybe
Yes.
you just made a choice, whereas Father Delaney just says, "I have to groan it.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Oh no.
I'm blind." Anyways,
He's having a hard day.
it's tough.
Like maybe you do need a vacation.
Yeah, I mean, it really does start feeling like he's not right.
Like, and
Things are
then
not right.
they put him in the old folks home for blind priests, and he's in like full on like name of the rose Benedictine monk and hood,
Uh-huh.
fucking cane, and he doesn't say shit.
Yeah.
Like he is catatonic
Yeah.
by the end of this movie. And what's crazy is that the sergeant follows Father Boland to go drop off this dude's mail,
Yeah.
which I'm like, why are you following this? Okay, all right. And Sergeant stops Father Boland
Who's
after
dressed
he's had
like a
this-
spy.
who's dressed like, oh my God, like literal black hat and sunglasses.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, hey, I'm just curious. What happened to Father Delaney? And Father Boland's like, Father who? I hear my phone calling. Gotta go by. And then the sergeant just sees Father is like, you literally just have to walk down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
What is stopping you from huh?
Just go talk to him.
Just go talk to him. He's literally, he's in shouting distance.
Yeah. Again,
So
another
that confused.
point taken away from the filmmakers have any deliberation here. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, anyways, the,
And that's the end of Father Delaney.
we're done. That
That's
storyline's
it.
done.
That's where the church is like, we're out. The church is so, and it's kind of, again, back to this idea that Father Bolin can't even say, listen, we think he had a psychotic break.
Yeah.
He became obsessed with this house and this family and to his detriment, but like none of that. Just like,
No.
Red tape.
Yeah, and the movie wants to play it both ways. Like, they don't want
Yeah.
Father Bolin to say what's really happening because they don't want the audience of the film to be like, none of this really happened.
Sure.
It needs to feel like it could be or it could not be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows with the matters of the spirit.
I know.
Okay, I take it back what I said earlier that there's no death or murder in this movie. There is one, and it happens in
is.
Kathy's dream at 3:15 a.m. She dreams that George is wandering around the house and that she wakes up to follow him.
Because of course it's like pow, 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 lightning, thunder
Yep.
every single night in this house.
Oh my God, that sound, the
Toot, toot.
pacow sound effect.
22 Twain Street.
It's just, Cecil, the thunder is just the one sound effect.
I
Like,
know,
they don't
I know, they
have,
only have one.
they don't have like 5 different thunder
No,
sounds.
they have the Disney they have the Disney record of haunted house sound effects. Yep.
And she comes in on him having just chopped Amy to death.
It's kind of brutal, this.
Yeah, it's like we don't see him do it, but it's like her body and there's blood all over the sheets
Yeah.
and he's holding the axe. And then he brings it down on Kathy's head and then she wakes up. It's all a dream. 19th day.
Uh-oh.
George wakes up screaming, "Oh, mother of God, I'm coming apart."
Yes. And what's sure.
Oh, and he's in
then-
the living room just in a chair.
Just in a trance. Kathy comes down. She's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yes." You seem to have bite marks on your leg. Stop nagging me. Okay. Cool.
He starts feeding the fire again, and she's like, "Would you leave it the fuck alone?" And he straight up punches her.
Yep.
And she is trying to get a hold of Father Delaney, and Bolin is like, "I don't know, man. He's gone.
Yeah.
Out of my hands. I got nothing."
Can't give you any clues. I know you've known him since you were a child, but nope.
And to your point, like from earlier, it's like the rational people in the church are like, there is no such thing. Basically, there is no such thing as Satan.
Uh-huh.
But also, there's no such thing as like a welfare check. There is no
Yeah.
such thing as like the church being like, yeah, we're humanists now.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that. They're just like, nothing matters. We're just the church.
Like,
Everyone else do your own thing. We're doing our own thing. Who the fuck cares? Because in my mind, shouldn't Bolin be like, let me come over. It sounds like there's a problem.
right?
And he doesn't.
No.
So Kathy is like, now I'm going to go to the library and I'm not just going to steal a book. I'm going to ask about microfiche.
Oh my God. I love the microfiche tutorial. Have you ever used microfiche, Jeffrey?
It's been a while.
like I
high
think I
school.
did once in high school.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm old. Like I think we're old enough that it was like the technology was old, but still in use at the time.
Yeah. So she realizes that Ronald DeFeo looks just like George.
Interesting sidebar. That is actually James Brolin's brother.
Oh, interesting.
They just slapped a beard on him and they're like, looks like him.
That's great. And she's like, oh my God. And she races home and the portal to hell or
God.
whatever that is
It
in the
is
basement.
clearly the final night. The portal's a bubbling. The dog's a barking.
Yep.
The walls are a dripping.
Yep. It's that library was open late because it is the middle of the night.
Yes, I know.
And
Yeah,
she
man,
is
the town hall records are open all like 24 hours. Jeez.
she is screaming for Matt and Greg. She never screams for Amy. She sees
Good. Because
Yeah,
she's
good.
creepy.
no. save the dog, leave the girl is
Yeah.
really the
Amy can
thing.
fend for herself. She's got,
Yeah.
she'll just reappear somewhere later.
George is like coming out of the boathouse. He's got this really aggressive walk holding
I
this
was very
axe.
confused. I was like, what is he doing? Because at this point, it's clearly like we're building up to last night energy. And I'm like, George is going to kill this family, is what the movie wants us to think. But I'm
Yes.
like, what is he doing in the boat? Is he setting up like booby traps? No, he's just checking on things, just
Yeah.
looking at stuff.
Yeah. I'm like, it just didn't feel like we were really effectively setting this up because I noted that she doesn't call for Amy. She calls for Matt and Greg, who she finds, but she never calls for Amy. And my thought was, if you have a moment where like, where's Amy or where's Greg or where's
Yeah, yeah,
Matt?
yeah.
And then you see him coming out of the boathouse, then there's some level of, I don't know, it just didn't quite.
Has he already gotten to her kind of thing?
Yeah.
But she finds
Anyways.
the kids real
Yeah.
quick, and they all hide in the attic bathroom. And we
Uh-huh.
have a very like Shining-esque, you know, axe at the door.
Yes.
Let me into the room. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, daddy's crazy.
Yeah. Which
But
feels like this is cribbing from the novel The Shining.
yes,
But the movie The Shining doesn't come out for another year
yes.
after
And
this. So I,
But
yeah, it's weird.
Kathy's like locked the kids in, and she jumps out, and like her and George fight, like, and George is like, I would never hurt the kids, and she's like, you were gonna hurt my kids, and then all of a sudden he is like clear as a bell.
Yeah.
We should get out of this house, girl.
What? What?
Yes, you should. We're all
The house
saying,
walls are bleeding.
but walls are dripping.
Hmm. George is still in a stupor. Oh, the ghost has the piece de resistance of this ghost
Uh-huh.
is sometimes the front door is hard to open.
Oh no!
Not that not that it's locked them in. They're like, get the door open. I can't get the door open. I can't get. Now it's open.
Okay, it works.
It's John Ritter from Noises Off. Where are the sardines? Where are the where are? Here they are.
Oh, they're right there. The key sticks in the lock sometimes.
Sometimes you get in your car and you can't find your car. Here they are.
I know, right? Satan clearly was at work here.
It's all so low stakes. It's so silly.
But fine, day 19, they're like, let's get out of this house.
Yeah.
You guys, we got to go. It doesn't matter where we go. We should go
And
to the Howard Johnson.
It's stormy and they're driving off and Amy's in the back being like, I want Harry. And
oh, no.
Kathy's like, just keep driving.
I know.
And then
I love
George
how
stops.
Kathy's like, fuck that dog.
George stops in the middle of the street, like at an angle, gets out through the
Yeah.
thunder
Rain,
and
yeah, the whole
lightning,
thing.
and he goes back into the house. He gets Harry out of the basement. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. The front door. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. First, he has to fall through the stairs into an endless vat of blood.
That's right. He comes out, or like it's the black sludge.
Yeah. Like they have a tar well in their basement.
As you do in Long Island. Yeah.
Naturally, it's kind of like, the La Brea tar pits, but like very localized and human side, just one person. It's like a cold plunge, but for tar.
Tar plunge. Yep.
Tar plunge.
But meanwhile, this dog is like, I don't recognize you. I bite your arm.
But then the dog is like, I do recognize you. I'm going to pull you out like fucking Old Yeller. Timmy's trapped in a tar well. Go get him, Old Yeller. So they make it out. He's carrying the dog out. And they're like, oh, thank God. End credits. The Lutzes never return to that house to collect their possessions. They live in a different state.
La, la, la,
Let's cue those creepy child voices.
la, la, la. The end. Shall we rate this film, Cecil?
Yes, let's.
All right, let's start with approachability. If you're a horror film-averse, how approachable is the Amityville Horror on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, ooh, not at all approachable, too scary, a 10 being very approachable, very easy. Over the Garden Wall, which I just rewatched right before Halloween. I'm going to give the Amityville Horror I'm gonna give it like 8 out of 10 tar wells. I think
Ooh,
this is made for TV
yeah,
horror.
yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
there is the one dream sequence where there's the dead girl and then the axe comes down on her head. But I'm
But it's
like,
kind of cut away.
and it
Yeah,
snaps so quickly. There's a lot of cheap jump scares, I will say. But like, if you've listened to this far, you know there are such low stakes in this film. I think I listen, I dog on this film a lot because I think it's like you said, it's not perfect, but it is a really fascinating time capsule of this era. And it's doing a lot of really interesting stuff. And I would say it's ever so slightly the ghost of something ghosty,
yeah.
but not quite a real ghost.
Listen, trigger warning if you are afraid of close-up
Flies,
versions of flies.
yes.
That's the biggest trigger. I was like, if you don't want to look at flies, this is not the movie for you.
We didn't even talk about just the constant close-ups of those
No, we
Muppet
didn't. We
flies.
didn't even
Yeah.
get to the Lord of the Flies.
Nope.
That's just like a fly, just like being like, hello.
Yes. And I think the scariest part is like all of the basically fake jump scares, like the cat in the window or the
Yeah,
red
yeah,
eyes
yeah, yeah.
outside and whatever else. So there you go, 8 out of 10. Tar Wells. Cecil, speak nothing of approachability. How do you rate this as a horror film?
I mean, as a horror film, it's a weird one because it's engaging, but I think it's very much it's one of those things where it's hard in the year of our Lord 2025 to watch this movie and be like, why were people shook? Why were people so taken by this?
Yeah.
But, you know, we talked about a lot of that, about how this movie, whether intentional or unintentional, touched on the American zeitgeist at the time. So
Mm,
for that reason, I would say 6 out of 10 pig demons in your
great.
window.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's figure out what movie we are going to watch next. You've got the scare die, I've got the style die. We will roll those two dice up and see what movie matches the two things. So on your scare die, Cecil, if you roll a 1, our scare is undead. 2, cursed. 3, mind games. 4, wild card. 5, werewolf. Or 6, toys and or dolls. What's our scare?
That's a 2.
Cursed. Oh, we just put that on. Let's take that off. All right, we're gonna match your cursed with the style that I roll. If I roll a 1, it's got to be based on a true story. 2, it's got to be a 5+ word title. 3, it's got to be something schlocky. 4, it's got to be specifically from the year 1991. 5, it's got to be horror homework, essential horror movie viewing. Or 6, it's got to be an anthology series. What do we got here? 3, schlocky, cursed.
Oh,
Okay.
I think we're spoiled for choices here.
Yeah, we got some good ones on here. So we wrote down a few that we thought would fit, but we've also got a Letterboxd account. We're at Random Horror 9 on Letterboxd, and you can check out our lists, which show every possible die roll that week, and you can add comments to help us fill out some movie ideas. All right, so we wrote down Thinner.
Oh my God. Talk about made for TV movie.
Uh-huh.
But like, again, a made for TV movie that I feel like everyone watched when it came out.
I still have never seen Thinner.
It,
Yeah, I
it's,
should watch it. I do like a Stephen King, a Richard Bachman, as it were.
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much that.
We've got Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, definitely
I,
schlocky,
I
definitely
don't know.
cursed.
Is this schlocky or is this just bad?
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I
a
know
good
I
call.
saw it like, and I was like, oh dear, what are we doing with all this? And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
immediately forgot about it. But I don't know. Give it a rewatch for the show.
Definitely cursed and definitely schlocky. Child's Play,
Absolutely.
Witchboard, which we talked about last week or the week before, but
I've
it
never
kind
seen
of
any of the
yeah.
Witchboard movies, and it's like this movie has Tawny Katane in it.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Uh-huh.
on,
Yep.
come on.
Puppet Master, another good.
Yes,
Uh,
I feel like this is. Have I seen this? I don't think I have not seen any of these movies.
no, I've not seen Puppet Master. Wishmaster is in the 90s, I believe, early
I've
90s.
seen Wishmaster a couple of times, and it's pretty schlocky, but a
Okay.
lot of fun.
Ghoulies, is Ghoulies cursed?
Maybe I don't know. They're like little. Actually, I've never seen Ghoulies, so I can't say. But I think it's a possessed ancient demon home. So
Okay,
the home is cursed.
great.
You got Ghoulies.
And then Hellraiser 3.
Hellraiser 3, definitely cursed. And I feel like at this point in the franchise, they're like, hey, um, penthouse level of sexuality.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's actually some good male eye candy in there as well. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'd say schlocky. Sure, why not?
All right. Well, let's look and see what people had to say on our letterboxed. Surely we have a lot of good commentary.
We have quite a few, so I might run through these at
Hmm.
a brisk pace. Book of a Huggabaga
Yes.
recommends A Wish Upon from 2017, A Cursed Music Box.
Okay.
Darbalus, Darbalus recommends The Haunted Place, a Vincent Price film, who plays a cursed man in a cursed town and
Hmm.
cursed things ensue. Love that description.
Uh-huh. The Haunted Palace.
Oh, Haunted Palace. I'm sorry, Haunted Place. Yes,
How
just
dare you?
The Haunted Place. Samson Ceramic recommends The Monkey, Cursed
Yes.
Monkey. Cronenberg TA, Thinner, yes. Yeah, sorry, reading is fundamental.
Yokai.
Yokai Nue recommends Evil Tunes from 1992. It looks like a cursed house, cursed book.
Hmm.
Danico Ray recommends Final Destination Bloodlines,
Oh, sure.
assuming that you count being marked for a curse, like you are cursed, you're a death curse.
Hmm.
Kate Kate recommends Mr. Sardonicus from the King of the Bee movies, William Castle.
Okay.
Uh, involves a what? I'm not sure what Mr. Sardonicus. I'm not sure what Mr. Sardonicus is about, but it does end with a punishment poll in which viewing audiences get to vote on whether to
Oh,
spare the
that's fun.
punishment of the antagonist. That's interesting. Monstrum recommends Stay Alive from 2006 about a cursed video game.
Okay.
King and Commodore recommends Sadako versus Kayako. Cursed, cursed versus cursed, right there in Japanese curses. Ashy Slashy recommends Studio 66, in which the Foo Fighters play themselves.
Oh, sure.
Cursed recording studio. And Willy's Wonderland 2021. Um, a cursed animatronic
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's sort of deal, I
Hmm.
guess. Half Price R recommends The Gate from 1987. Kind of schlocky
Oh,
movie
yeah.
about the kids who dig a hole in the backyard and unleash a heavy metal curse that will
Right.
bring about the apocalypse.
Okay.
Aetherios recommends The Screaming Silent. Aspiring filmmaker travels to Tasmania. Cursed Ancestor, cursed film, I guess, cursed film set. And Butterfly Kisses, a cursed wedding video photographer.
Hmm.
Fifth Hammer recommends Adult Swim Yule Log. A Yule log
Oh,
feed
uh-huh.
develops into a surrealist nightmare as a couple and a group of podcasters spend the night in a double book cabin that is secretly occupied by multiple kinds of evil, a cursed log.
Great. Being one of them. Sure.
Seer of Defuck recommends Scooby Doo. I mean, live
Sure.
action Scooby Doo. They got to break a demonic curse. Tower of Terror, 1997, Cursed Elevator, Haunted Mansion, 2003, Cursed House, Disney Schlock,
Hmm.
and When Good Ghouls Go Bad. Looks like Town Cursed by Halloween? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Call Me Ishmael also recommends, okay, they're saying, hey, don't go with Puppet Master 1, go with Puppet Master 3. It's a prequel. So instead of the puppets killing psychic investigators in 1989, it's set in 1941. The puppets are magic, the puppets are cursed, and they're killing the gazpacho.
Gazpacho. Yep.
They're killing
Uh-huh.
them, killing all the gazpacho. How Do Monster recommends Saturday the 14th. Oh God, I
Oh,
remember Saturday the
yes.
14th. Definite kind of movie spoof, horror movie spoof.
Yeah.
Rundown house, um, that cursed book that unleashes monsters. And Madame Biscuit recommends A couple of 80s Asian horrors, including The
Okay.
Boxer's Omen, a man who travels to Thailand to lift a Buddhist curse placed on his brother, a boxer who's been violently injured in a match. Devil Fetus does
Okay.
not, in fact, star a devil fetus, but instead concerns itself with a cursed lamp.
All right.
Sure. And finally, Mystics in Bali, an Indonesian cult classic that has young researchers arriving in Bali to study black magic and is soon cursed by a shape-shifting witch. Jesus Christ, words are hard today. Cursed by a witch into becoming a monster that has a fascinatingly specific modus operandi.
All right, those are fun. I mean, I think from the Letterboxd, I'm kind of interested in those last few from Madam Biscuit, like just
There's
because
some
of getting like
interesting,
East,
yeah.
Southeast Asian horror movies. Sounds really fascinating. I also think that like, oh, who was it that brought up Samson Ceramic brought up The Monkey, which we both saw this
But
past
here's the
year.
thing, is the monkey schlocky? Because to me, the monkey is like the highest in budget and skill,
Yeah,
which
I think it's
schlock is like, this is like a C movie pretending it's a B movie aiming at an A movie,
yeah,
you know?
because The Monkey is excellently made. I mean, it's
Yeah,
schlocky in its tone, but
it's satire, but it's
it's
not schlock.
yeah, satire. Or just it's more of like the wild comedy of horror movies
Yes.
because it's using a lot of horror stuff. It's very creative and it's very over the top. But
But to me,
yeah, schlock
schlocky
needs
is,
to be
it
low
doesn't hit the
budget.
note for
Yeah.
schlocky.
Okay,
I'm gonna have
that
to
makes
say no
sense.
to that one because
All right.
schlocky, like I was more into the Vincent Price movie,
Yep.
like that. The Haunted Palace is, I think, more in mind of schlock. It's a Roger Corman film. Again, it's like movie that's made on a shoestring budget that makes artistic choices because of that are fun and enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So following that, I think we have some like real fun heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Child's Play,
Mm-hmm.
Witchboard. I will gladly take the suggestion and say Puppet Master 3.
Yeah, I like Puppet Master 3
Ghoulies,
a lot. Yeah.
Hellraiser 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I lean toward boy, Witchboard sounds fun.
I think we should.
But
Witchboard does sound fun.
but Child's Play is like the biggest name on here. There were also, I
That's
want to point out,
true.
a lot of secondings of Thinner
There were
on which we didn't read all of them, but there were at
a
least
lot of
three or
people recommended.
four
Yeah,
people being like, yes, Thinner.
I feel that. I don't know if I have another made-for-TV movie in me just right now.
Wait, Thinner was a cinematic release, wasn't it?
I'm pretty. It maybe again whether it in the same way that Amityville Horror kind of felt like a made-for-TV movie. I
Uh-huh.
feel like Thinner was.
It may have a vibe of that. It
Yeah.
definitely was a theatrical
Okay.
release.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it has a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's
It was
rough.
not well received.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Also, boy, we're gonna get into fat shaming and fat suits and that kind of thing.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I think I want
To-
something wherein coming off of Amityville, I'd like something where I'm not analyzing the movie for how it fits
yes.
into the time
Yes.
period and like
No,
how
it's schlock. It's like
yeah.
you just want to see some bonkers, stupid things, some wild, ridiculous line readings. And honestly, for that, I don't know. Ghoulies might be the way to go. Because I
Oh,
think Ghoulies
interesting.
is like gross out comedy meets horror with weird little gross puppet things.
Okay.
I've not seen it, but this is the vibe that I'm getting.
Okay, so here's the brief log line
Okay, give it to
from
me.
Wikipedia. The film follows a young man named Jonathan Graves who, after inheriting his satanic father's estate,
Uh-huh.
becomes seduced by its occult secrets.
I mean,
It's looks.
I think
I
it
mean,
could be.
the VHS cover I remember
Yes.
was a green demon
Yeah.
with suspenders coming out of a toilet.
Like, ridiculous.
Do we want to? Yeah, I do think it's the schlockiest thing.
It and
Because
it's
Child's Play feels like a big studio.
well, I mean, the original Child's Play is not the best film. It's earned a reputation over time, but the first one it's a little more like it's kind of a cheesy horror movie. But I don't know, there's something about Ghoulies that is like it's gonna be like a little rubber puppet going. And
It's
to me, that sounds really schlocky and cursed and silly.
um, it is a $200,000 budget. It also in the top cast. A lot of names I don't know, but one I do, and that is Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, shut up!
So maybe let's do a Ghoulie.
Let's watch Ghoulies.
Okay. Pause for just 1 second as I just double check.
Check the availability. Availability.
Do.
Oh God, this looks so bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Prime and Tubi.
Good.
Yep, and it's rental wherever. So,
Good.
yeah. Well, great. let's watch green men come out of toilets. Let's watch Mariska Hargitay find some special victims, and let's watch Ghoulies from 1985. So, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. And if y'all have thoughts on the Amityville Horror or ideas for other movies that would have been good, cursed schlock joints, let us know. We're at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Patreon. And on that Patreon, we have public discussion threads for every episode, and you don't have to be a paying member to participate in those. So watch Ghoulies 1985 with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no flies eating your family priest or nothing. Boo!
Boo.